Okay, today on the channel we're taking a look at 5 must-know Iron Maiden riffs. Up next. Okay, welcome back. We're going to get started on these riffs in just a sec. Before we do, check down in the description. You'll see a link for my Patreon. That's where you can find the tab and Guitar Pro for this lesson and a bunch of other cool stuff, as well as my free gift to you, 5 must-know 80s metal riffs. There's even another Iron Maiden riff in that. So if you're into Maiden and Ozzy and Dio and that kind of stuff, make sure and check the link down below. Alright, so what we have here is 5 must-know Iron Maiden riffs, part 1. Because there's going to be more. This was too hard to choose just 5 riffs. But I picked 5 over sort of a few different albums. So split it up a little bit. I could have taken 5 riffs from the same album. Or I could have taken 5 riffs from one song. I mean, there's so many great riffs. Aces High, for example, which we're going to look at in just a second, has multiple riffs, at least 4 that I can think of that are great. And we're going to take a look at the intro and then the main riff before it kicks into the verse. But the verse riff is cool. The pre-chorus is cool. The chorus is cool, right? There's so many riffs, so it's hard to, I'd end up teaching you all of the full songs for all these songs if we could cover all the riffs. So we're just taking little snapshots, but it's enough to really get your feet wet with Iron Maiden and maybe learn some cool stuff that you haven't learned before. And I'll do my best to point out some pointers along the way that can help you play this stuff. Okay, so let's get going. The first one we had a look at in the beginning there was Aces High from the Power Slave record. And it starts out with this harmonized intro, which can be a little bit confusing because it's strange enough that it's a little bit hard to decipher what's going on. So I'm going to break it down for you. So there's 2 guitars, obviously, but I'm going to show you what the main guitar part that you're hearing is doing. Okay, it's that. We're starting on an E note on the A string here, and then we're playing 4 on the D, 6D, 4D. And by the way, this first note comes in on the 4. It's right before the 1, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the end of 4 is where that comes in. And there's a little bit of palm muting going here, like so. So it's 7 on the A, 4D, 6D, 4D, and then the little tag ending there, 7-6 on the D. Okay, so you want to do that twice. The third time we play this little variation. So that's 4, 5, 7 on the A, 4, 5, 7, 5. Like that. 4, 5, 7, 5. And then back to 7, 6. That's the third one. And then the fourth one's back to the beginning. So if I put together those first 4 times through, it's and we'll count all of that as 1. Okay, the first cycle through. Then we repeat that. Do it again. So it goes 3 times in a row, and then the fourth one, it starts out the same and then has a slightly different ending. that's where it goes right into the verse. These last few notes here are kind of, the timing of them slows down just a bit, so you really have to listen. But the whole thing's the same. To right there. So the third one, and then on the fourth time, we're just playing 7 on the A, 4D, 6D, 4D, and then end on 7 on the A. Okay, and then I want to show you the next riff too, that's super cool. Again, this is harmonized. But we're just going to take a look at the main part here. And it starts on the 7th fret on the D string. And it goes to the 5th fret on the D string. So, like that. So you're going 7, 5, and then pull off. 2 pull offs there, 7 to 5 twice. And then twice on the 5th fret on the G string. Back to 7D. And then there's a little different ending this time. That's twice on 4. Pull off 5 to 4D, G, sorry, and then 7, 5 on the D. So if you put all that together, you get. And you do that 4 times. You've got the whole beginning of Aces High, including the intro, and then that first riff. Enjoy that one. All right, Phantom of the Opera from the debut Iron Maiden album. Such a cool riff here. It starts out. So these notes are kind of like from E minor here. But it's resolving to a B note at the 2nd fret on the A string. So it starts out. Great little, quick little riff here to work on your picking and your pull off. So it's 5th fret on the D, and then three times on the 4th fret G string, and then you're gonna play 5/4 pull off on G, and then 5 on the D again. Then we're gonna go 7 G, 4G, 5D, then 5/4G, and then 5D again, 4, 5, 7 on the D, resolved to B on the A string, 2nd fret A string. So all that together. And you do that 3 times. The 4th time you start out and do it again, but we're gonna have it. We're gonna end it a little differently. Instead of going to the B note, we're gonna play this ascending line here. Okay, so we're kind of climbing up an E minor scale here. What we're doing, but we're going to skip a couple of notes. It's not all the way up the scale. It skips a couple of notes. It's going to start out on 4 on the G. We're going to play each note 3 times. Then the 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th fret. And we'll go to the B string and play 8, 10, 12, 15 on the B. Okay, those are all played 3 times. And then we end it with this. Cool little arpeggio. It's 15, pull off to 12 on the high E string, and then 12 on the B. So you play it 7 times, and then on the 8th time, you hit the 15th fret high E. There's a harmony part too that ends. It ends up on a higher inversion of the E minor arpeggio here, and that last line is harmonized as well. But that's the main line for the whole thing. Here's the whole riff. Okay, enjoy that one. Okay, from the Killers album, this is Wrathchild. Pretty simple riff, but highly effective. Another song where there's cool riffs galore going on, but this opening riff always caught my attention. So it's okay. It's the whole thing. It's E minor. It's starting out on a D5 power chord, slide into E5, 5th and 7th fret, and then you're going to play open E twice, and then the E power chord again, and then play the E5 power chord one more time with an upstroke, so like this, and then start the riff over. That makes sense. So 3 times on that. And then the little single note line here. You'll notice Iron Maiden does a lot of this kind of thing, where they double up notes from the scale. It's super effective and catchy, but the run is twice on the 5th fret D string, then 4/5 on the D, 7D, 5D, 4D, and then 5A. And that's all alternate picked on that. So okay, so the whole riff once again. from the Number of the Beast album, this is the title track. This is a super cool riff. It starts with this three notes on the A string, 5th fret, so the D note here. We're kind of outlining a D major chord. It's kind of strange for this heavy metal opus here. And then we're adding the 4th degree of the scale, and then we resolve it to a D power chord. So really you're playing 4, 5, and 7 on the D string while maintaining this 5th fret on the A string, and then it'll move down to a C where we do the same things, 2 frets lower. But let's just take a look at the first part. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then okay, and then you're into the chord. So it's 4 on the D, then 5A, 5D, 5A. Then we're playing the chord part where we're going to play so it's part of the chord. You can hear on the album kind of where the chord, there's a chordal part in addition to the single note. So it's 7 and 7 on the D and G, and then just 5 on the A string. Okay, so all together it would sound like this. It always starts over on those 3, and I actually start that with an upstroke because it's an upbeat. And then I'm just alternate picking it up to that point. Then when I make the chord, I'm doing all downstrokes. And the way I count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're playing this 5 times. That's how I count that. And then after the second one, actually on the very beginning, Bruce doesn't come in until the second time through. So it actually does this part on the D. It does this 3 times and then goes to the C. But I'm just going to show you twice here, and then so then it goes. Does the same exact thing, 2 frets slower. And then the second time, just that much, and then back to the D. Then it starts over on the D, okay? Let me just play it through a couple times just so you can kind of get the gist. We'll kind of do this at a medium tempo. Okay, that's Number of the Beast. Okay, this is from the Somewhere in Time album, Stranger in a Strange Land. This is always kind of a mystical quality about this song. I always loved it. Obviously, there was the big hit "Wasted Years" on this album, and just in case you missed it, I did the "Wasted Years" solo last week, so I'll put a link to that as well. And I should also mention this week, as of this recording here in mid-October 2025, I'll also be doing the Aces High solo coming up in a few days, so keep your eyes out for that. All right, kind of an Iron Maiden week. So this riff, super cool. I should mention too, before we did any of this, all these riffs are standard tuning, so everything's straight up 440 tuning. Playing an open E string, and it goes kind of like that George Lynch, but all the riffs going all the way down. So if you play an E5 power chord, 7th and 9th fret on the A, then lower the ring finger to the middle. Now you're playing 7A, 8D, and then 7 and 7 on the A and D, and then we're going to do this. It's kind of a cool. So we're playing a cool chord, 9A, 7D, and then play 10 on the A while holding down the D string. And notice the open E in between the chords there. That'll be a muted low E string. So the second time, you're going to play the 5th fret on the A and D string. Okay, then start over. You'll play the higher octave. So this was basically a G chord there at the 5th fret on the A and D, but this time we're going to go 5th fret D, 7th fret G. Third time through. Same as the first. And the fourth time we're going to do this. Starts out the same, and then at the end it just goes. And that's 7th, 9th fret on the D, 8th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D, while holding the 7th fret on the A string. Okay, and then just the next part goes. It just kind of does a little climb into a C chord. I'm just playing open A, 2nd fret A, 3rd fret A, open D, open G, and then 2nd fret on the A, open D, open G. Do that twice, and then you're back into the riff. Alright, so that's Stranger in a Strange Land from Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. Hope you enjoyed these riffs. If you're looking for the tab, so you can get all those notes right, also got a guitar profile for you. You can check all that over at Patreon down below. And make sure and grab 5 must-know 80s metal riffs, and I'll see you next time. Rock on.